Hey, now I don't know everything, but I know you definitely cannot be fucking with the cartel's money. Come on, now. You can't even fuck with my money, so I know you can't fuck with their money. You telling me y'all took $100 million from them? It's a wrap.
The leaders of the United Cartels are in full panic right now after the DEA crushed their multi-million-dollar meth shipment deep inside Tennessee. And the crazy thing is that this entire case was blown open because of a car crash that happened a few years back. But once investigators started digging in, they discovered that they were not dealing with low-level traffickers. These guys were heavily armed, and at one point, they even opened fire on patrol officers in broad daylight. Now, President
In
Trump has
broad
had enough,
daylight,
and the administration
letting it
has just
spark?
put a
Hold
heavy
on.
target on the backs of the cartel leaders. But what they uncovered will go down as one of the most sophisticated cartel operations ever found inside the United States.
Officials say they confiscated 61,000 pounds of cocaine and 14,000.
61,000. Ooh, that shit give me the goosebumps. I don't even know how much that shit worth, but that shit give me the goosebumps right there. Shit, whoever lost that, oh my God. Sorry ain't gonna cut it. You gonna have to.
Pounds of marijuana
Yeah.
yesterday, and that's $473 million worth of drugs.
All from that. That seems like a small boat for all that. Wow.
How much? Whoa, how
pounds of marijuana yesterday, and that's $473 million worth of.
Tell me they ain't just say 473 M's. Oh my Lord. Oh no, that's a damn NBA 5-year max contract. Like, whoa, whoa.
Drugs.
All from that. That seems like a small boat for all that. Wow.
We have.
It do seem like a little small boat.
In 37 counties.
I would have put my shit on a submarine. You ain't seeing me.
Tennessee.
6 years ago, a car crash on this
Damn, drop my mic.
here in Rockwood sparked the beginning of an investigation that led federal investigators to cartel leaders.
And it'll happen again.
Why she in a safety vest like she a crossing guard though?
The President of the United States is going to wage war on narco-terrorist organizations.
So back in 2019, two guys were driving through Rockwood, Tennessee, when suddenly they slammed head-on into another car right in the center lane. Now, most people would have gotten out of the car to assess the.
You could tell from the back of it they was Mexican construction workers. I ain't being racist, but I just know. Don't ask me how I know, I just know.
You know, checking if everyone's okay, calling insurance, maybe arguing about who's at.
You can't be doing shit like this when you that high up in the bit. Come on, man. A car crash? You gonna let a car crash take this shit down?
Fault. But guess what these guys did? They panicked and
gone.
Ran, but that's not even the most shocking part.
He gone.
One of them threw a hardened protective case behind a small metal building near a Hardee's restaurant.
Turning now to breaking news, one person is dead after a multi-vehicle crash on I-640 West near Buffett Road. We first told you about this at 6, an update earlier in our show tonight at 11. Knoxville police now say that it appears a vehicle entered the interstate against traffic, traveling the wrong way in the westbound lanes. That vehicle's driver hit another vehicle, that vehicle hitting a third vehicle. The driver of the first vehicle was taken to the hospital and pronounced dead. The investigation is still ongoing. All of this information just coming into our newsroom from Knoxville Police.
Police Chief Kelly Pittman later walked reporters through exactly what happened, pointing to the spot where it all went down.
Guys from Georgia that we arrested was coming from that direction, headed north. They got into the center lane here and struck the southbound vehicle head on. I think there
was they high? Was they drunk? Like,
a little metal
what's the backstory on this?
I'm assuming he came by here, stashed it in there, and he ran on around. And as you can see, Hardee's is just right here. That metal building right there.
Now, when the police finally caught up with these guys and went back to see what they
you in 4K,
something that made this
running slow, just jogging, like. Just jogging? After that, you just jogging?
A lot more serious than just a hit and run. It turned out the hardened protective case was filled with meth and coke, and when they searched the car, they found more guns.
Police later found one of the men at the Hardys, while other officers searched the car they were traveling in.
Now, this is where most drug busts would have ended. Arrest the dealers, seize the drugs, case closed. But in this case, investigators decided to dig deeper.
5 top leaders of drug cartels face charges after a federal investigation stretching years that started in Knoxville. The case dates back to a car wreck in the city in 2019. Investigators say 2 drug suspects tossed a hard case full of.
And they got a suitcase full of it. I know that's worth some bread right there,
meth on the
boy.
run from police. The evidence led to drug traffickers in Atlanta and then to cartel leaders in Mexico. In this case, federal investigators named 5 leaders offering up to $26 million in reward money, leading to the arrest of those men they suspect are all in the country of Mexico.
So they started using wiretaps and surveillance to trace where this meth actually came from, and that trail led them straight to Atlanta, where they discovered a man named
No, not YSL.
Mendoza running a massive drug operation. Through months of investigation, phone records revealed something even more shocking. It turned out that Mendoza was actually communicating directly with associates of
Hold on, they was going through Austin and Houston with it.
El Abuelo. This guy is the leader of the United Cartel, and as of right now, he's one of Mexico's most
grandpa?
wanted cartel leaders with a whopping $10 million bounty on his head. So, that case in Rockwood, where the smugglers threw their shipment behind a Hardee's, it was also connected to this same United Cartel, which is now
Hold on, don't say on his head though, cause people gonna take that a little different than what you mean now.
a terrorist-designated organization that controls huge meth labs in Mexico and runs distribution networks from Dallas to
They got
Chicago.
pallet jacks like it's Amazon. It's the cartel.
Criminal organizations and has confirmed that the Michoacan self-defense groups are not defenders of the people, but criminal networks, specifically Carteles Unidos and Los Viagra. The Treasury Department imposed financial sanctions on 7 members of both cartels for their involvement in drug trafficking and extortion of Michoacan producers and farmers. Indictments were also announced against 4 leaders of Carteles Unidos and one of Los Viagra, for which the State Department is offering rewards of between $3 million and $10 million. The accusation is led by Juan Jose Farias Alvarez, a self-proclaimed self-defense leader in Tepalcatepec, Michoacan.
But when federal agents moved in to take down their Atlanta network run by Mendoza's, they had no idea they were about to walk into a bloody ambush that would put their lives on the line. So, by early 2020, investigators already had Eladio Mendoza and his entire crew under tight surveillance. One afternoon, agents were sitting outside.
They all got M's on their head. Did you see that? Hold on. 10 M's, 5 M's, 3 M's, 3 M's.
One afternoon, agents were sitting outside a hotel near Atlanta when they spotted one of Mendoza's guys stepping out with what looked like a comically oversized Doritos bag. Right away, they knew something was up, but before they could make a move,
My man can't eat his chips in peace. He just eating some chips. Come on now, let my man just eat his chips.
Started heading toward Tennessee. That's when state troopers moved in and tried to pull him over. But instead of stopping, he hit the gas and took them on a full-blown high-speed chase. And then things got completely insane as he started firing an AK-style.
Whoa, he hanging out the whip? No, this can't be the real footage. Hold on. They said AK, that's a pistol.
At the officers chasing him, all while still driving. One of the bullets struck a Tennessee trooper.
He was driving and shooting? Oh, he like that. Hold on, he like that. Hold on, he a ball hog. He passing and shooting. Hold on.
In the leg, turning what started as a traffic stop into a running gunfight on the highway. So, the other troopers had no choice but to return fire, and eventually, they managed to neutralize the suspect. Now, when they finally searched that oversized Doritos bag, they found exactly what they had suspected. The entire bag was packed with coke and meth. That was the confirmation investigators needed to know that taking down this criminal network was not going to be a walk in the park.
The crew of Hamilton, who have lived in this ship for over the last 2 months, they personally interdicted over 47,000 pounds of cocaine.
I know the cartel felt that one.
These men and women put themselves in harm's way time and again to stop the bad guys, apprehend the smugglers, and seize the drugs.
Mendoza was running a military-style operation where even low-level dealers were armed with assault rifles and had matching orders to engage cops in firefights rather than surrender. But as insane as it sounds, that was just the tip of the iceberg, because only a few weeks later, federal agents executed search warrants on Mendoza's properties, and what they uncovered blew the case wide open. Hidden inside a tractor trailer that had just crossed the border from Mexico was over 800.
I'm telling y'all, this war is not what we want. That's not what either side want. I'm telling you. It ain't gonna be what you think it is.
50 kilograms of meth, linking Mendoza's crew directly to the highest levels of Mexican cartel leadership.
Then in 2020, that same man fled a traffic stop here in Tennessee, leading to a shootout with officers and the discovery of drugs hidden in a tractor trailer.
Now, to put that in perspective, we're talking about nearly 1,900 pounds of meth with a street value in the tens of millions of dollars. And that was not even all. Agents also found more
pure
drugs
ice
stashed inside a bus and scattered throughout homes on the property. The sheer volume of narcotics showed investigators they just stumbled onto a major distribution hub for Mexican cartels right in the United States.
These are foreign terrorist organizations responsible for bringing drugs and violence to the United States, and they are a threat to our national security on a daily basis. There is no place that drug traffickers can hide from the United States.
Man, they finding whole shipments. Do y'all see that? They need forklifts, pallet jacks, and saran wrap.
We, the Coast Guard, and our partners will find you and stop the federal agents and prosecutors doing what you're doing. You will then be sent to the Middle District of Florida.
Ain't gonna lie, the best way is to fly it in or submarines, because look at how much they just caught. Oh, Lord.
And elsewhere for prosecution. And the evidence that they seize will be used in those cases. You will be brought to justice by the United States as appropriate, but keep in mind that this investigation, these matters will continue, these interdictions will continue, and the frontline operations on the high seas will continue.
I hope we get rid of the fentanyl too. Yeah, I don't like that. The drugs, like, if you gonna do the drugs, that's on you. But the fent, nah, gotta go.
Such that nobody is going to be able to hide.
When investigators searched Mendoza's phones, they discovered text messages between him and El Abuelo, the same feared boss of the United Cartel we mentioned.
Dang, you ain't break the phone? You're supposed to break the phone.
Earlier. Now,
Tripping.
Here's where this story took a dark turn. When Mendoza realized his operation had been exposed and millions of dollars worth of drugs had been seized, he panicked and fled back to Mexico. Now, if you think he'd be safe and protected by his cartel connections there,
probably not.
you're wrong, because the cartel leaders were furious that Mendoza had cost them millions of dollars and blown their Tennessee to Atlanta pipeline. So, they did what cartels do. When someone becomes a liability, they killed him. With Mendoza dead and their entire Tennessee to Atlanta pipeline exposed, the Justice Department decided it was time to go nuclear on the United Cartel.
It's like they be cool with you until the bad times. It's cool when it's up. As soon as it go down, raps.